republic. We're living in a banana republic. Check one. Check two. We're living in a banana republic. 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 We're living in a banana republic. What are you gonna do? We're living in a banana republic. Oh no. Oh no, help. Stepped on my own song. I stepped on my own song I was trying to play. Hey, we're living in a banana republic. Hey, we're living in a banana republic. 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 Yeah, man, everything is crazy. But we are living in a banana republic. Donald J. Trump has been indicted again. This time for moving boxes around at Mar-a-Lago. At the great Mar-a-Lago. Are we even live? We're live. How are you, man? Welcome to Freaky Friday, reporting on the Donald J. Trump saga, the ongoing saga. Candidate Donald J. Trump has been indicted on seven federal charges by the corrupt FBI, who has evidence about Joe Biden in the Burisma bribery scam, and then days later, Donald Trump is arrested. See how that works in a banana republic? It really does look like it's unbelievable. I mean, it's like a dumpster. It's like a dumpster fire. That we call politics. Biden laughing it off about his bribery stuff, and Trump, I don't know, man. It doesn't look good for Trump. Is Trump going to go to jail and spend time in prison for what he did? No. But it does show one thing. It shows unequivocally that Donald J. Trump has absolutely no support, zero support in the deep state. They don't like him, and they are willing to throw him and or chase him around for the rest of his life. Throw him in jail. Again, Trump, the weight of these indictments is now on Trump's back. Now, Trump is good at flipping it, playing the victim, the counter puncher that Trump is. But, I mean, are the problems real? No, nothing is going to happen before the 2024 election. There's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of, trials and bullshit, witnesses and such, things that equate and add up to a kangaroo court. If Trump, here's what I will say: if Trump decided today to drop out, to go away, to simply not pursue the presidency anymore, all of his problems will go away. But on the other hand, Trump is leaning into the 2024 election. I don't know if he's the favorite, but he's definitely up there. I think Biden is slightly favorite, latest polls. But it is what we used to call kangaroo courts, when one party goes after, suddenly, out of nowhere, goes after the opposing party for criminal violations under the Espionage Act. Does anybody in their right mind, does anybody in their proper mind really, really think that Donald J. Trump is a spy that is working against the American government? All right. Does anybody really believe that? How fucking stupid can you be? It's a story. Well, that's what he's being charged with. He's being charged under the Espionage Act, which is an act. These are federal laws designed to stop spies. Does anybody really believe that? Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you're in the chat if you believe that Trump is a spy. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. Vinny DiMartini in the house. TJ, Willie Dig is here. Quinn Smith Dooku HLSD, watching the fall of the American Empire. Snake in the house, Snakes Pliskin, Jim Gerard is here as well. Casafilly Camden, we're getting some clean air up here. Casafilly Camden down there, a little south of me up here in northeast Pennsylvania. Looks like the smoke is starting to clear. The forest fires, that's real, right? The real forest fires are up there in Canada, Quebec. It looks like it was a little overnight rain. Maybe that's what caused it to simmer down a little bit. But it doesn't look. It looks like it's cloudy, but it looks like real clouds, clouds with water in them, not smoke. So the great blackout of America is starting to wane. Colossal Bigfoot is here. Jonte Takcray is here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. I was going to play this beforehand, but that's pretty good. Sleaford Modes, a couple of British blokes performing. I'll play it at the end. I was going to play it, and then I came up with, I was thinking, like, I want to sing the Banana Republic song that I don't know, because there is none. I just made it up. But there's my thumbnail today. There's Trump being carted off to jail by pseudo-police. Now, that's an AI-generated image of Trump being arrested, but it does seem pretty real, right? You can make anything real today. Will history show... Will AI tell the story for us and show these images of Trump being carted off to jail, and future generations will believe it? Now, that is possible. That is possible. The manipulation of news is fascinating, right? How some people buy into it, some people believe it, and then the rest of us just sit around and say, I can't believe how stupid you are to believe something like that. Trump is a spy, right? Because he left the White House with a bunch of boxes, and he had them in his garage. And he was going to sell them to spies. It's not believable. It's not a believable story. Trump was a good president, a de-escalation president in terms of wars. Trump was, average on the economy. He was, I give him a below average. I give him a F on his handling of COVID, pushing the vaccines. Trump did good and bad. Trump is an average, maybe slightly above average president. And, the allegation is that he was cheated from his side. He was cheated. Everything I see is cheat. Or is it outmaneuvering Trump? Because that's what it is today. There's no moral compass anymore. You have more than half the country and the top law enforcement agency in the world, in the country, accusing you of spying. You were taking those boxes and delivering it to our enemies. You are a spy. There's no moral compass anymore to think that. I mean, the people that are doing it, I guess the people that are making the allegations are people that do that all the time. The FBI, they're spies. The CIA, they're spies. So they put that on a regular citizen. Right? Now remember, Trump was the head of the FBI. As president of the United States, he is the top of the food chain in terms of the executive branch. At one point, the FBI took orders from Trump. It's ridiculous. I mean, so anyway, espionage. Trump is under fire. Maybe he should drop out. Trump should drop out and fold his cards. Right? He's a casino monger. Maybe Trump. You know what, man? Not only are you losing, but the deck is clearly stacked against you. They're dealing your opponents aces from the bottom of the deck, and they're dealing you deuces. They're dealing you all bad cards and fucking bust cards. You're going to go bust because they're dealing the hand to you. Yeah. So I have a website. My name is Marcus Conte. We're doing these educational, philosophical live streams daily on YouTube. every morning at 9 a.m., no notification necessary. You just come on down, right? And you throw some garbage throw some garbage into the dumpster. Ugh, and smell it, right? Because that's what American politics has become. It's almost like you almost throw up when you read it. You're like, I can't believe they're going after Trump. And I mean, does anybody see this anything else but political? When you look at it, they're going after Trump for taking boxes out of the White House. I would imagine every single president thus far has done that. Obama, Jimmy Carter. I'm sure Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton have a couple of boxes laying around. Biden did it and admitted he did it. Mike Pence had some boxes. Everybody turned in their boxes. But with Trump, 7 indictments leading into the 2024 election. That is kangaroo court. That is kangaroo banana republic, prosecuting your political enemies, without a doubt. So we'll look at that story, and let's look at the air quality first. How about the air quality? Air quality. So this is the current air quality according to EPA.gov. And it looks like it is yellow means not so bad. And brown means a little bad, and red means very bad. So you can see how most of the country now, up there in Canada, they still have a couple of red pockets. But you see how the red has worked its way all the way down here to, it's almost over Washington. Right now it looks like it's Delaware. It's going to visit Joe Biden's hometown in Delaware. And probably going to blow through. Yeah, New Jersey, the coast of New Jersey is very smoky right now. And certainly where I am, up here in the northeast part of Pennsylvania, actually I'm over here, it looks like it's passed. It looks like it's passed. It's passing. Where am I? Oh, I'm up here somewhere. All right, so it looks like the thick smoke has passed, and I'm in the okay range. I'm in the decent range. So lighten up already, right? It's not fucking toxic, corrosive, deadly smoke, man. It's cedar pine burning in Canada. It's a forest fire. It's a forest fire, man. A bit big. Although it's very big, it's still a forest fire. And it's not really, don't stay out in it too long, but I think the worst is now over. So Joe Biden was asked about the FBI saying that they have a very, very powerful, believable witness that said he was indeed involved in a $5 million bribery scheme in the Burisma nonsense in the Ukraine, right? Taking bribes, right? Quid pro quo Joe. Here's how Joe handles it. Here's how Joe. So they ask him White House. Right, listen.
Wait. The bribery allegation. Congresswoman Nancy Mace says there's damning evidence in the FBI file that you sold out the country. Do you have a response to the congressional Republicans?
So when Joe Biden is asked, did you sell out the country, he's laughing. Right? When Trump is asked, did you sell out the country, everybody, the jerk-offs like this say, oh, he sold out the country. Right? With Joe Biden, it's no big deal. It's not believable. See, it's not. You see what it is? Did Trump sold out did you sell out the country? That's what the press is asking him. Did you sell out the country by taking bribes? Right? He didn't sell out the country. It's not spying. It's profiteering. There's a difference. Was Trump profiting from information? Who knows? Maybe. Right? I'm not the president. I didn't sit in the office. I don't know the details of what the job implies. But certainly anything that was classified or secretive is now criminally, Trump is criminally liable for. But here's Biden again laughing off the idea that he sold out the country.
That you sold out the country. Do you have a response to the congressional Republicans?
Where's the money?
Where's the money, Joe?
Mr. President,
It's a bunch of malarkey.
Bunch of malarkey. It's a bunch of malarkey. That's all. Where's the money? I don't know, Joe. How many shell accounts did you set up? How did the money move? I don't know. We don't know because we're not allowed to see it. And but the FBI is definitely saying they got the informant, and but the FBI itself is not telling us who the informant is. So the FBI is now leading this. They control the investigation into Biden because they have the informant. And now while that's on hold, they're going to go after Trump aggressively and shut him down. It's a big shell game, really.
Mr. President, what do you
Wait.
Bribery allegation. Congresswoman Nancy Mace says there's damning evidence in the FBI file that you sold out the country. Do you have a response to the congressional Republicans?
Where's the money?
So there's Joe laughing off the anything that the FBI could possibly have on him. And here's the charges against Trump. Not going to believe it. We'll go through all the spin. A lot of people talking about this. Federal indictment lodged against former President Donald Trump includes 7 charges that carry a maximum sentence of 75 years in prison if convicted on all counts. Let's watch this fight. Spring Break Fight Club. Yeah, kick that motherfucker. 2 white guys beating the shit out of each other. Fat motherfuckers punching each other. Oh, yes. There's a cat fight. No, yeah, I guess not. Federal indictments. The 76-year-old former commander-in-chief was indicted by a federal grand jury Thursday on criminal charges relating to his alleged mishandling of classified White House documents that were recovered at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, and allegations he tried to obstruct the government's attempt to retrieve them. Now, what did Trump's obstruction, Trump's taking of, how did he mishandle? Did he say he didn't have when he actually had and didn't know? You see how you can't, the FBI is coming at you, and anything you say that is counter to, if you contradict yourself, then of course you're guilty. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing. The FBI, a very corrupt organization that clearly withheld that information they had about Biden and his bribery and his son in the Ukraine. They withheld that information prior to the 2020 election. That definitely rises to the level of election interference. FBI working with one party, working to suppress information on one side. That's election interference. That's what it is when there's an election happening. And I don't know. In the Ukraine, they throw punches at each other in Congress. Maybe we should go back to that. We have instead of a pulpit of people talking in Congress, why don't we set up like a boxing ring, right? And then instead of getting intellectually, fucking overeducated morons as politicians, we get the strongest and the fastest. We have a boxing ring, right? You go to Senate, you go down to the House of Representatives in Congress, and instead of the pit, where people talk, the podium, you have a boxing ring. And if you want to get up there and fight, you get up there and you fight. And anybody who wants to challenge them can get into the ring and fight. Ding, and whoever wins the debate. The debate is handled with boxing gloves. Why don't we go back to that? Right? Or no boxing gloves. Let's make it MMA. Whoever kicks the other hardest in the gonads, if you still have them, and you didn't chop them off, because a lot of people are chopping off their gonads. All 7 charges break out from an Espionage Act charge, says CNN. It does have some language in it that suggests that the 7 charges would be not 100% clear that all of those charges are separate. Now, while these 7 felony charges of obstruction and espionage spying are being alleged against Trump, there's also another 37 in New York for business inappropriation from Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg, the black radical who ran on a platform of going after Trump. There's also the indictments from Letitia James, who also ran on a platform of going after Trump. Also black racist radical in New York. 2 racist black radicals in New York going after Trump. And now federal investigators in Florida, led by the very corrupt FBI, going after Trump in Florida. So there he is, Trump. I don't know. There's the documents. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so secretive. We show it. We flash it. Take pictures of it. Show it to everybody. So we know the story. These are the main charges: retaining classified documents, conspiring to obstruct justice. That's the one they always get. When you don't answer the question the way they want it answered, then you're obstructing justice. And that's what most of these people get taken down by lying to Congress. Not people like Hillary Clinton. They're immune to it. There's people who are immune and people who are not immune. Withholding a document of record, corruptly concealing a document in federal investigation, scheme to conceal false statements. So that's what Trump is he is indicted for, and they probably read these things off to a grand jury, which is a bunch of people. They show up, they're told what they're going to hear, then they break for lunch, and then they come back and they say guilty, because grand juries are one-sided review. There's no Trump and Trump's representation and lawyers are not there. It's simply a room full of 200 people, regular people that listen to a very, very corrupt prosecution tell a good story about an ex-president who and it's not an admission of guilt but it raises the question. The job in front of a grand jury is simply to raise the question: is it possible that Trump did any of these things? And the answer is yeah, of course. Right? Without hearing the other side, you would say yes, of course. So it's not hard to get an indictment. It's the fact that they're bringing the indictment against him, which is ridiculous. Right? They're making up this story about Trump being a spy. So that's what's going on there. Here's Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running against Trump. Let's hear what he has to say.
I never thought we'd see the day when a party in power, a U.S. president, has a Department of Justice under him that arrests his lead rival during an election, in the middle of an election. Yet here...
There you go. Vivek Ramaswamy has his finger on it, right? There is a presidential election going on. Biden is in the power seat, and he's using the executive branch to go after Trump. Whether he's doing it directly or indirectly, he's not stopping it from happening. He's not kicking back and saying, "Oh, call this off. This looks bad for America," because America doesn't care anymore. That's where we are right now. I'll play Vivek in a second, his 1-minute rant. But that's where we are in America right now. We're in a place where there is no moral compass anymore. There is no right and wrong. There's only winning. We could accuse Trump of being, a fucking spy. It doesn't matter. So what? It's only Trump. It's Trump. He's a racist and a misogynist and a sexist and a pig and a New Yorker and a gambler and a criminal and a... I hate Trump. I hate fucking Trump. Fucking Trump. I hate Trump. He should go to jail. It caters to that crowd. There are those people that, for some reason, Trump irritates them.
We'd see the day when... I never thought we'd see the day when a party in power, a U.S. president, has a Department of Justice under him that arrests his lead rival during an election, in the middle of an election. Yet here we are. We have two standards of justice. One for BLM rioters and Antifa, another one for peaceful January 6th protesters.
Whoa, Vivek Ramaswamy coming out saying peaceful January 6th protesters. Thank you for saying that. I've been saying it since I watched the videos of it. It's peaceful, mostly peaceful.
For Chelsea Manning, another one for Julian Assange. Guess what? Now you have one for Joe Biden, who violates the same laws about document retention and classified documents, and then one for President Trump. And actually, there's deep questions, legal questions. That's for the courts about declassification power, about whether documents are overclassified, but that's not the point. The point today is that we, the people, decide who actually governs in this country, not some administrative police state. And I am sorry, we do not live in some banana republic.
Yes, we do, Vivek. We live in a banana republic. Wake up, young man. Wake up and smell the Hindu coffee. It's brewing.
The party in power gets to use its power to arrest political opponents. And believe me, it would be easier for me if Donald Trump were not in this race. But this is not about politics to me. This is about principle. I stand on the side of principle, and I'm committing to say that if I am elected as your next president on January 20th, 2025, I will pardon not just President Trump, but every victim of a politically motivated prosecution. Believe me, there have been others.
Vivek Ramaswamy calling it a politically motivated fucking, how did he say
Every
it?
victim of a politically motivated prosecution.
Politically motivated prosecution, says Vivek Ramaswamy. A victim of... That's crazy. Sean Can in the chat says, I should make you some shorts. Go ahead, make them, man. Make me some shorts, man. I say a lot of good things. I'm too lazy to cut them and stick them in there, stick them in as shorts, but make them.
Believe me, there have been others too. We will restore the rule of law in this country again.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, he gets a A for effort. The young Vivek Ramaswamy calling it a political prosecution. Let's look at these two lovebirds. Here's the two lovebirds. This is Kyle Kulinski and Miss Ball. Miss Ball. I forgot her first name. They're in love. They're in love, and they're two lefty commentators, people who fluctuate left and right or in the middle, whatever. And very popular, wildly popular secular talk. Let's listen to the Lovebirds, what they have to say.
The number of documents, the gravity of the documents, the surveillance footage of him moving boxes around. They clearly had some informant or informants inside his circle. And that story about the pool flooding and that whole situation.
Ask yourself, Ms. Bell and Mr. Kulinski, is Trump a spy? Trump is being jacked up in espionage charges. Do you believe that Trump is a spy? Or he's just a fucking dumb, arrogant kind of, guy who took some boxes and threw them in the garage, and that's the end of it. I have boxes in my garage. Indict me.
Yeah. My pool flooded, and all my tapes would show my crimes. I can't
Sorry.
now.
Yeah. So.
All right. So Trump lied here and there. So what? So.
It seems to me like there was a lot that was there that led to this moment. And the other thing is, of course, you would, in an ideal world, none of the decision to charge or not charge would be political, but obviously these decisions are very political.
Miss Ball says it, that the Crystal Ball, that's her name. Crystal says...
The other thing is, of course, you would, in an ideal world, none of the decision to charge or not charge would be political, but obviously these decisions are very political. And
these decisions are very political to indict, says Crystal Ball. There's some truth. There's a little truth shining through a crack in the wall.
And the fact that you had the hush money indictment happen and...
It's irrelevant. Irrelevant.
The country didn't like meltdown, fall apart. Perhaps also emboldened Jack Smith to move forward with this set of charges.
Oh, that's an interesting point. I never thought of that before.
Oh, let's think of that one, Kyle. Let's spin that conspiracy in your big old head with all those facts.
That maybe the hush money...
I think you should go back to being conservative with your bad suit and shirt with no tie.
Like them
kind of broke the
able
seal.
to do that, like broke the seal. Yeah, so I want to read what he said.
Let's read what Trump said and see how they react. Trump did say, and let Kyle read it.
This is Trump.
Yeah, and this will be like, I want to address the main point, of course, which is like, Biden did it, Pence did it, everybody does it.
So if people are asking in the chat who these guys are, this is Kyle Kulinski and this is Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball was, they're both famous separately in leftist news. They're spinoffs of, I guess, the Young Turks. Very, very popular. They're not, and it turns out that they're now a couple. They're in love. Kyle Kulinski's like 35, she's 45. It's like his mother. He's dating his mother. I'm sorry, that's not right. They're in love. Right? They fell in love. They were out there reporting, and Kyle says, "Hey man, hey Crystal, this shit is getting late out, man. You want to come up and hang out?" They start smoking a hookah, and now this is what you got. You got the Lovebirds. They're a team now.
You know, because I think that's bullshit, and I'll explain why in a second. So he says, the corrupt Biden administration has informed my attorneys that I have been indicted, seemingly over the boxes hoax, even though Joe Biden has 1,850 boxes at the University of Delaware, additional boxes in Chinatown, D.C., with even more boxes at the University of Pennsylvania, and documents strewn all over his garage floor where he parks his Corvette, and which is secured only by a garage door that is paper thin and open much of the time.
Why are you laughing at that? That was all true. Biden has got all the same crap fucking piled up into his house. In fact, they found documents in Biden's garage that weren't that Hunter Biden, the crackhead junkie, had access to. The artist, excuse me, Hunter Biden, the artist who smokes crack and bangs hookers, and paints in his spare time. Classified documents right in the garage with Biden's prized Corvette. All true.
Know that. Well, you just said stuff. I have been summoned to appear at the federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday at 3 p.m. I never thought it was possible that such a thing could happen to a former president of the United States.
That doesn't bother you, Kyle. Wow. Kyle's not bothered by a former president of the United States. To him and Crystal, it's a big joke. It's a big political fucking football. It's okay. It's only Trump. You could accuse Trump of espionage. There's no fucking problem. Right? You don't want Trump, do you? You don't want Trump. It's because it's Trump. They don't like Trump. They don't like Trump. Trump's the opposition. Remember, Kyle Kulinski is one of the creators. If you don't know who Kyle Kulinski is, and if you don't think these people have influence, I'll tell you who Kyle Kulinski is. Kyle was instrumental in a political movement to get progressive candidates elected, right? And you know who the number one candidate they got elected? If you don't think it matters, Kyle Kulinski with Cenk Uygur and the rest of the Young Turks and maybe even a little Jimmy Dore got fucking AOC elected in New York. If you remember that. They were plugging for and supporting candidates like AOC, and now look what happened. So they're influential, is what I'm trying to say. They're not just nobodies.
Who received far more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, but far less than Joe Biden. Than any sitting president.
Right.
And is currently leading by far all candidates, both Democrat and Republican, in polls of the. Yeah, that's not true. Biden's been up on him.
Hey Kyle, did you put your fucking bib on today? It looks like mom feeding the child baby food. I'm waiting for Crystal for the spoon to come out of the baby food jar and feed Kyle. Here, Kyle, here's dinner, Kyle.
Last number in polls of the 2024 presidential election, I am an innocent man. This is indeed a dark day for the United States of America. We are a country in serious and rapid decline, but together we will make America great again. So look.
Let's look, Kyle. What do you think?
Pence was found with some classified documents. The difference is he cooperated 100% immediately as soon as he was called out on that.
Wait a second. So Pence had some classified documents. Is he a spy? How come he's not charged under the Espionage Act? Regardless of what he did with them afterwards, he had them. He had them, right, Kyle? All right, let's continue.
Yeah.
Biden, exact same thing.
But Biden did the exact same thing. Biden did the exact same thing that Trump did. No Espionage Act, no fucking charges, nothing.
He was called classified documents, but the second he was called them, he's like, hey, y'all go do your thing. You want to search it, you want to take it, whatever, it's all good. And after the fact, there was nothing sketchy left over. With
what a jerk off.
Trump, and this is where I get into more of my speculation, but I think it's merited speculation. Look, not only do you have these very high level, it's like the highest level of the classified documents,
right,
which is sketchy in and of itself.
Right.
But also, like,
excuse me, Kyle, it's time to change your diaper. It's time to change Kyle's diaper. Mommy Crystal is going to change Kyle's diaper.
There's a decent chance he actually was selling this information.
And now he says there's a that there's a possibility that Trump was selling the information. Listen.
High level. It's like the highest level of the classified documents,
Right.
which is sketchy in and of itself.
Right.
But also, like, there's a decent chance he actually was selling this information, right? When you have Jared Kushner getting $2 billion from Saudi Arabia, you have Trump getting at the very least tens of millions of dollars, probably even over $100 million from Saudi Arabia for the Live Golf Tour events. Like,
got a technical background?
No, I don't.
To go remote and get paid
Nope.
more?
Nope.
Become a soft.
it's up. They can't even find that Iran document that he was talking about. And by the way,
Right.
that's another country which has paid Jared Kushner millions of dollars. Israel has done that. So,
David Brown coins the name Crystal Slime Ball. Crystal Slime Ball. That's her name. Crystal Slime Ball. No. Now, I like these people. I like some of what they're saying. We're just having fun with them because they're acting very stupid right now.
I just hope that they have something real slam dunk. I think that actually the cover-up stuff is kind of slam dunk, but I hope that the case itself, the original case itself, is also slam dunk.
I kind of suspect that it is, to be honest with you. I mean,
Oh, they want him. They want Trump so bad. It's derangement. They want him so bad they can't see through the malarkey, right? Right. All of your Congress, and these two people would agree that Congress is deeply corrupted. People like Joe Biden, quid pro quo, taking money, the Hillary Clintons, how money moves around in the DNC. They know how corrupt it is. But when it comes to Trump, he's a spy, right? The Democratic Party, no problem, will never, ever throw the Democratic Party under the bus because that's what we're shooting for. See, the People's Party is trying to infiltrate the Democratic Party, ultimately, because these people, they have a vision of their own party. It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen with their politics. They're too to the left.
this one, so with the hush money one,
Vivek Ramaswamy, on the other hand, he's the kind of character that could create a movement right up the middle, I think.
when the actual, the statement of facts came out, there were
Oh, there's a pose. There's Kyle snapping a pose for the camera. Oh, like this. It's like, this is good. Crystal, aren't we beautiful? Aren't we wonderful? Mommy.
some
Mommy.
interesting details in there, but it was not a lot that wasn't already in the public domain.
So that's the two Lovebirds. We checked in with the Lovebirds. Let's see how Fox is reporting on it.
Trump also said he has been summoned to appear at the federal courthouse in Miami, Florida next Tuesday. Another quote, "I never thought it was possible that such a thing could happen to a former president of the United States. I am an innocent man," he added. "This is indeed a dark day for the United States of America." Matthew Whitaker is the former acting attorney general under former President Trump. He joins me now with reaction. First of all, just your initial reaction to what the former president just said. This is a dark...
I just want to break to the markets, and then we'll continue with the Trump fiasco. Yo, Trump fiasco. We're going higher. We're going higher. Markets are open, and NASDAQ is screaming back up 100 points this morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average 50. Up 50, S&P 500 up 17. Trump's indictment, who fucking cares, man? The markets are up in the Banana Republic. Keep that money machine going. Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi made millions and millions of dollars on NVIDIA calls, right? You remember when Paul got caught with NVIDIA calls, buying calls way out into the future, and NVIDIA quadrupled in price. I had no problem there. Insider trading, the Pelosi's, nothing to see here, man. Nothing to see here. Pay attention to Trump. Hey, man, listen, if you can't beat him, join him, right? If you can't beat the corruption, you might as well ride the fucking coattails, man, right? Just jump on the bandwagon, man. Stop complaining. So what do we got here? I'm looking at the NASDAQ composite. NASDAQ just gapped up. It's going up. NASDAQ just gapped up back to its 6-month high. It looks like it's going to break out and go higher. Apple is up 94 cents to 181. Amazon up another $1.20 to 125. Google up 90 cents to 123. Facebook down $1. Microsoft up 2.5 to 327. Rivion, the great Rivion play down here at 14 is up 58 cents this morning. That's a good run right there. Let me see that chart. Ooh, can you say uppy? Can you say uppy for Rivion? That's a big move in the morning from 14.28 all the way up to 14. There's some kind of news. I bet there's some news on Rivion. Why is Rivion spiking? We're going to find out right now. Tell me why. Tell me why. Why is Rivion spiking? I bet there's a news story. Rivion spiking. Why? Rivion sees a massive opportunity ahead. Motley Fools are reporting. Finance reporter discusses the huge potential for Rivion over the next decade or two. Yeah. All right. He's taking out the crystal ball. And you see how that kind of news drives it up? Look at that. People jumping on Rivion. Hey, man, Marcus Conte, I reported on it. I got it written. I got my mind bet in at 1470. On June 1st, 2023, Rivion at 1470. Mind bet. I didn't, there's no money on the line right there. But I like it. I do like it. And where are we now? Where are we now on Rivion? Yeah, we're right back where I started, 1460. And it'll keep going up. Up 4.5% Rivion today. NVIDIA up another $7 a share on the Paul Pelosi insider trading scam. Up $8, 2.5% to $393 a share. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, not a good day to be in the war stocks, flat. All of the vaccine, holiest of holy stocks down. Pfizer down 6 cents, Johnson & Johnson down 15 cents, Moderna down 51 cents. So the markets are up. Dow Jones 33.8. I think that's heading for like 36,000. I think we'll see in the very near future Dow 36, S&P 500 probably 4,700. We're at 4,300. That's a bold statement. I'd say by the end of the year, S&P 500 at 4,700, and the NASDAQ. My prediction is 16,000 by year end, or close to it. It's going to go 16,000, but right around year's end. It could happen before that. So big rallies going on, stock rallies, Trump indictment. Right? The rallies are on, right? Nobody wants to fuck with that, right? The rallies are good. Rallies are good for business. What was this guy saying?
Day for this nation.
Yeah, Harris, good to be with you. It's a really sad day for our country. I mean, if you believe in the rule of law and if you believe in equal justice under the law, this should concern you because, we have what appears to be a completely political prosecution of the former president, the current leader for the Republican nomination. And, it was a rush to get him indicted. You look at the other cases.
I wanted to say to Mikkel Sly says, better take your money out while it's up and buy some assets, tangible things that do not depreciate. I agree with that. However, when markets are roaring up, it's almost careless to not take advantage of it. Remember, stocks are not like a house where it takes weeks or days or months to get in and get out. Now, if you buy a car, if you buy something valuable, there's a whole process of buying it and then reselling it. With stocks, it's instant. Right? You're in a second, literally. Right? If I want to get out of my position right now, within 2 minutes, I'm out. Right? As long as it takes me, if my windows are open, it takes 30 seconds. Right? To buy, it takes 30 seconds. So the idea of the markets are extremely liquid. You just have to watch it on a daily basis. You have to follow the trend. And when the trend goes against you, you got to eat it and say, okay, that's it. That's it for the up. That's it for the down. When it's rallying up and stops rallying up, that's where you sell. and then it crashes, and then you wait till it settles on the bottom and makes another run. That's where you buy it. When everybody's buying, you're selling. When everyone's selling, that's where you buy. Right? You do the opposite of what the crowd does.
Compare this to Hunter Biden's case, Joe Biden's case, Vice President Pence's, and even Hillary Clinton. And I can't see how the Department of Justice isn't explaining why they're doing this case and none of these other cases that I just mentioned. It's really a sad day, Harrison, and I think it's the stuff of banana republics, quite frankly.
You know what? I have to point out what the
banana republics. We're living in a banana republic. We are. We're way worse than what we've accused other nations of being banana republics. Panama, for example, remember? We used to call Honduras and Panama and Venezuela. Those are banana republics. Not us. Not us. Our corrupt FBI. We're prosecuting Trump because he's running.
Former president.
He's an espionage. He's a spy. He's a spy. Trump's a spy. You heard? Hey, Trump's a spy.
Saying about that garage with the papers strewn all over and the lack of classified document security at a current president's home. All of that is true. We have pictures of where the Corvette was parked. Yeah. We know that they found documents.
They're talking about the exact same instances with Biden and less so with Trump. But why Trump? Why now? Because Biden is the president and Trump is not. Trump wants to be the president. The deep state wants to keep Biden in there, or his, the FBI has way more control over the Democratic Party and a leader of the Democratic Party than they do with someone like Trump, who not only doesn't lead the Republican Party per se, he does what he wants, and then the Republicans follow him. They don't like that. They don't like that shit. They want a order taker. Biden is yes. The FBI walks into the Oval Office, and they say, "Mr. President, we got a problem here," and Biden doesn't think about it. He just says, "Okay, go ahead, guys, do what you got to do." Right? That's what they like about him. That's how politics works in America right now.
Weren't even told to the American public. Weren't even told to anybody outside the Biden circle for months after they had been first found. Yeah. At the Penn Wharton University Penn with his name on it, that place at the campus, and then two of his homes, and then it was like an Easter egg hunt. I mean, every place you look, there were more documents. The president isn't wrong about complaining about that and saying that this is not fair.
No, and the other thing that Donald Trump also has on his side is he was president. He could have declassified these documents. That is going to have to be, I guess, litigated now. But also, they were negotiating with the National Archives. They were trying to resolve this situation. And so it's very frustrating.
All right, I think we've seen enough of the spin. So let's do a survey in the chat and definitely vote on this because I'm curious. Is Donald Trump a spy? Because that's really what we're talking about here. Is Donald Trump a spy or not? So 1, spy, 2, not. So what do you think? What do you think? Because that is the essence of what we're talking about. Did Donald Trump retain classified documents in his home in Florida because he wanted to sell those documents and he's a spy, right? That's it, right? That's the essence of it. He's a spy and he needs to be prosecuted to stop him from hurting the country in such a way. Those documents were meant to be sold to somebody. Right? Is it ridiculous to even think this? But that's what's happening in your country right now. That's where the resources and the focal point of the FBI is being placed on an ex-president who had a fairly stellar record to most of the country, in the eyes of most of the country. So there you go. There's the evidence for anybody watching or curious what people think in America. We asked the question, is Trump a spy? Do these indictments raise to the level of Trump as a spy? And people are saying, no fucking way, no way, not. Trump's a lot of things. Trump is definitely a lot of things, but is he a spy? I don't think so. And so lawmakers, what else was there? Yeah, lawmakers blast Biden for weaponization. Yeah, okay. Hunter Biden, meanwhile, in Hunter Biden news, this is Hunter Biden's latest laptop leaks. There he is with his nude body and his tattooed bitch. And there they are in the bathroom. They're having an intimate moment in the bathroom. That is Hunter Biden, the crackhead, whoremonger, bribe taker, it appears. But he's an artist. He's a painter, you see? You're allowed to do that if you're an artist and a painter. And Joe Biden has said this is one of the smartest people he's ever known. I'm one of the smartest people. Hunter, my son, he's one of the smartest people I've ever known. So Hunter Biden, there he is in all his nudeness. There he is with his crack fucking his vape, I guess. I don't know what's in the vape. What's in the vape, boss? You got high dose of vape. He's vaping. So that's Joe Biden's son, if you haven't heard. And so anyway, so what do we got here? Ding, we're open. Yeah, man. So markets are definitely going higher. You can't argue with the green, right? And NASDAQ is up another percentage point right now. Everything is screaming higher. We're going higher. I'm loving it. Apple is up. Amazon is up. Google is up. And yeah, man. So have a great weekend, everybody. My name is Mark Sconti. Thank you all for joining me. And get out there. Have a good weekend. It looks like we're going to have some cleaner air here in the United States of America. Fuck you, Canada. Thank you for your smoke. Thank you for the chest pain. I don't have chest pains, but thank you for the wonderful cedar smell that has flushed across our country from New York all the way down to Florida, New York border all the way down to the fucking Gulf of Mexico. Smells like burning wood, man. It smells like burning wood.
Say, Mr. Williamson, what have you done in order to find gainful employment since your last signing on day? Fuck all. I sat around the ass wanking, and I want to know why you don't serve coffee here. Right, so in on time was supposed to be 10 past 11. It's now 12 o'clock, and some of these smelly bastards need exterminated. Mr. Williamson, your employment history looks quite impressive. I'm looking at 3 managerial positions you previously held with quite reputable companies.
These guys are more truthful than any politician you'll ever meet, right? Straight up. These guys are telling the truth from the heart.
Isn't there something you'd like to go back to? No, I just end up fucking robbing the place. You got a till full of 20s looking at your day. Wow, I'm hardly going to fucking bank, yeah. I got drugs to take, and a mind to break. 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 I'm gonna break my mind, I said, for job's sake. Can a strong bow on my mess, desperately clutching on to a leaf